Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. It's the festive season and there's a brand new Doctor taking control of the TARDIS. This is the Christmas Invasion.
Merry Christmas, you sons of guns. Welcome to this very, very festive episode of Still Got Legs, where we are discussing potentially the final entry of Season 1, potentially the first entry of Season 2. The numbering is inconsistent.
Final entry of Season 1, I've decided.
Okay.
The way we'll figure out... Hello, everyone. I'm Nathan. That's Lawrence. The way we'll figure it out, the way we'll decide from now on is that unless the episode falls mid-season for the Christmas specials, which sometimes it does, on those rare occasions, it'll obviously be part of the season. But on occasions such as this, it is part of the season to which it before. Does that make sense?
I think it made perfect sense, and no one requires any further clarification, including me, the co-host, who has...
It's Season 1, Episode 14, okay? Well, fuck you. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Still Got Legs.
Nathan, R.I.P. the Ninth Doctor.
Oh, he's straight into it.
Well, he's gone but not forgotten.
He is gone but not forgotten. David Tennant is here, and Rose ain't too happy about it.
No. So I don't know if anyone caught the last couple of minutes of the previous episode, but we mentioned that we're not actually jumping straight into the Christmas Invasion. We are, in fact, going to briefly discuss the Children in Need 2005?
2005, yep.
Yeah, 2005 Children in Need special, which basically has a scene that is just not... It doesn't belong to any episode, but it is essentially Ten and Rose's first interaction. Completely bizarre that this isn't in the episode.
It is quite odd, to be honest.
It's very strange.
It doesn't show up on the official list on iPlayer or anything. Which
I don't watch it on iPlayer, Nathan. Let me just make that very clear.
Because you don't have a TV license. Oh, you've got all the DVDs, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got all of them, but I don't have them as a box set. I have them as the single DVDs where they release them as 2 episodes at a time.
Okay. I just watch on iPlayer.
Oh, that's fair. Because you have a TV license.
I do, yeah.
Well, if anyone's asking, I actually don't need one. Legally have declared that I do not need one and therefore don't have one.
All right. Great.
I just want to make that abundantly clear. There's no relevance to any letters I may have received.
I'm very uncomfortable with this joke, with this little bit that we keep doing, Lawrence. Let's move on.
Okay. So yeah, not in any of the episodes. Crazy. If you didn't know this existed, you would absolutely miss it.
It's essential viewing, I think, really.
Absolutely. It's the first time Ten and Rose talk to each other.
It seems like they literally just took the first scene of the episode and went, oh, let's just take that out. and then just we'll put it on for Children in Need. So I'd imagine quite a lot of people didn't see this, really.
And I think that may be for the best.
Oh no, why?
I like this is very much split into 2 halves, this special. It's very brief. I think it's all in all 6 minutes or so.
Well, too hard. It's the first 5 minutes and then there's another bit.
Yeah, and another bit at the end.
Yeah.
It just feels very random.
For some reason they just cut to the main theme, but then just come straight back into it, which I don't know. Felt odd, really.
And it ends perfect. The first 5 minutes ends perfectly because the Doctor's like, nice Christmas treat, let's bring you on a Christmas day. He already feels a bit erratic and a bit less fucking just happy-go-lucky as we please, a bit irresponsible. And then, you're right, it does the main theme and it comes back and David Tennant's like, I'm going crazy in the TARDIS.
But the regeneration doesn't go wrong in the first part, though. The second part.
Yeah, but it could have done, couldn't it?
It could have done, but it didn't, so here we are. So, yes. They mentioned Captain Jack. So it seems like David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, knows that he's alive. He survived. We were speculating that last week. But yeah, he knows, and a bit of that prejudice is showing. He knows that something's not quite right. Don't want Jack anymore.
Yeah, he's very hypocritical, the Doctor, isn't he? I don't think people should live longer than they have to, apart from me. And I'll do it loads. I'll also do it to some of my companions too when I want to, but it's my choice.
I don't think that's his issue. But yes, I see what you're saying.
Oh, you're saying he's homophobic?
No, he's not homophobic. He just had a lovely little kiss.
They did actually have a little kiss, that's true.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, Rose is not happy. She asked him to change back and everything. She's like, I don't like this. I don't like you.
That's a nice little tender moment between them two. Like, I love the simplicity. You already get David, although he hasn't got a lock on the character yet, David Tennant.
Yeah.
Because you have to imagine this is the first scene he probably filmed.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And so like he doesn't quite know what he's doing, but you already get a lot of Ten's mannerisms in the like, like Rose is like, change back. And he's like, do you want me to? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh. And she goes, can you? And he goes, no.
Yeah. Which is a lie, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, you fibber, David Tennant.
The most recent episode of Doctor Who would disagree, but okay.
Also, doesn't he like he regenerates into himself again at another point as well, doesn't he?
No.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I got shot by a Dalek, but it's alright because I got my hand and I like my hairdo, so I'm gonna stick around.
He doesn't regenerate into himself, but I mean, I guess technically he does. Yeah.
He like heals himself, but no one's ever really decided if that's a full regeneration or not.
It technically is. It counted towards the count, but then they did away with the count. It doesn't matter. There's a whole thing.
Because Matt Smith was like, I've got vanity issues or something, didn't he? He said.
Yeah. It did count towards his regeneration cycle.
I remember being younger, and I was so excited about the lore I read on the internet that was like the Doctor can only regenerate like 13 times or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how are they going to do that? And then Clara's like, Gallifrey plus. And Gallifrey's like, all right then, because he's such a naughty boy, we'll give him a few more.
It's good. It's a good. The way it works out is a good storyline.
Well, we will get there in 8 years, so everyone get ready for that.
Well, it'll take like 2, but yeah.
Where are you at with the post regeneration craziness? Always crashing the TARDIS stuff.
I enjoy it. I do like it. I like the erratic nature of it. It feels to just completely change your body and become someone else and be like, oh no, this is fine and nothing has gone wrong at all. It seems odd. It seems odd to just be like, well, carry on. I'm someone new now, which is how it. I feel like that's often how it happened in the classic series. It was just like, oh, I'm Colin Baker now. And everything's fine.
I'm another man with a transatlantic accent. Hello, everyone. It's me. Yes. Oh, sorry. Hello. It's me, the Doctor.
Hello. Yes, hello. Exactly. So yeah, it seemed to. By the way, I don't know for certain because I haven't watched Classic Who fully. But yeah, it feels a bit odd to just be like, now everything's fine. So I like the erratic nature. I feel like they should get a little bit crazy and a little bit loopy and just not be fully, cooked. Let him cook. So yeah.
Very good meme.
Very relevant and topical. Just dated this episode.
You did, didn't you? You just stamped the date right on it.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, we're already talking about something that happened in 2005, by the way.
Yeah, but I've stamped it very specifically to this time period now, haven't I?
This episode is rooted in 2 dates.
Great.
Very inaccessible stuff. What else did you like about this Christmas special? It doesn't. The Children in Need one. Sorry, it doesn't go on too long, does it?
No, it doesn't. I just really like the little interaction between Rose. It sets up Rose's feelings throughout the Christmas special quite well because she's not a happy bunny really, and it makes sense. Like she's been with this guy for. Like probably a year at this point or something. Just had lots of adventures.
No one truly knows, do they?
No one truly knows. Hey, time doesn't exist within the TARDIS.
Mickey does. He's been fucking watching the clock.
We'll get to Mickey, trust me. But it sets up how she's feeling quite well. So I do like the interactions between the Doctor and Rose there, and and there's all the fun stuff about the Doctor like. Having a look at his body and he's like, oh, I've got a mole and all that sort of stuff. It's
as we've said many times, often the writer's excuse to roast the actor. But with David Tennant's case, everyone was too scared because they were so happy with David Tennant as a get that they were just handsome. Like, yeah. David Tennant looks in the mirror and he's like, oh no, I don't
think David Tennant was a get in 2005.
Oh no, probably not. To be honest,
he's a get now precisely because of this.
Yeah,
like I don't think he was like a massive name or anything. I mean, the biggest thing he'd done at this point was Harry Potter, and he spent the entire time being Brendan Gleeson.
That's true. Yeah. So... And then at the end, being like, "Look at my tongue." But there's an element of like he looks in the mirror in this and he's like, "Oh, I've got too much sex appeal for I'm too handsome.
Yeah,
my body is too nice and in proportion."
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, what about you? Any other thoughts on this little special?
I don't like it. I like the first half of it, or the first bit of it. Everything after the theme, I was like, nah, get rid of it. Don't like it.
Fair enough.
It doesn't feel like Ten and Rose, and I feel like it was a bit like.
But it's not fully cooked 10 yet, though, is it?
And I love that. I do like that because I like that later on in the episode. Yeah. In like in the Christmas Invasion, but I just think it does read very much like they went, you got 6 minutes to slot, and they went, we got 5, and they went, we need 6.
Yeah, fair enough. I do like the moment like where he gets a bit pissed off though, and he's like, "Nah, fuck it, let's just be erratic and let's Christmas Day, let's open up these engines, let's fly this bitch home and stuff."
That's what he says. When he goes, "Let's open up his engines and fly this bitch home."
Big old bitch, the TARDIS. Let's get her out of here. Yeah, I like that.
Shall we jump straight into the Christmas Invasion?
It's Christmas time, Lawrence. There's no need to be afraid.
I was going to jump in with a mistletoe and wine, but you already left that station, so...
No Cliff for me, thank you.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, Cliff Richard.
Is he mistletoe and wine bloke?
Yeah, I think he's mistletoe and wine.
Who's the one at Christmas that everyone's dad is like, they died in a ski slope or something?
Oh, that's the Pogues, Fairy Tale New York. She died in a speedboat.
Is that that's the gross one, right?
What do you mean?
That's the one where they say nasty words.
They say
Nathan!
Oh, I'm gay, Lawrence. I can say that.
Oh, in that case, here I go. I'm going to say it too. No, I'm not.
You're not gay, Lawrence. You can't say that. And you will be cancelled for your crimes.
It's true. So look, we are here. We're at the Christmas Invasion.
I was going to tell you to bleep that out. You're not editing it. Never mind. Anyway.
I love a crash landing TARDIS.
Oh, me too. What fun it is to have this beautiful machine which usually just simply appears, and there's no real fanfare
look at me,
to
I've materialized.
Oh, I'm gonna tease you. Oh, I'm slowly here. Ooh. So then just suddenly just all right. to just burst into life. It's knocking off the walls. It hits a Royal Mail van. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff going on. What fun! Even the people
everyone in the Powell estate is like my wheelie bin.
That chameleon, not chameleon circuit. The what's it called?
Here's the chameleon circuit.
No, not the chameleon circuit. The perception filter.
Oh yeah.
That perception filter is not working because the people at the Powell estate are fully noticing this out of control TARDIS.
They're like this. I see this bit of modern art that just pops up here every once in a while.
What's going on?
In different places every time, too. Is this Banksy's work?
Did we used to have those in the 60s? No, don't worry about it.
Hang on, how's it come out the sky? What's going on? I'll tell you what. I'll have a look at it now for this scene, then I'll ignore it. Yeah, I won't ask Rose or Jackie, who live opposite me, and I know very well what they think.
It's London. No one talks to each other.
That actually, very good point. What I quite like about this, which is a lie, what I don't like about this, is how, like, they bring it back to the Powell estate. Mickey is being his mechanic self.
Yes.
Right? Here's the TARDIS, and he's like, oh, Rose is back, Rose is back.
Be fair, it's been like 6 months.
No. I'm done with it now. I'm not being fair anymore. They've had a whole season.
Look, he loves her, Lawrence. He can't help it.
Oh, he can and he should.
You can't help who you fall in love with, Lawrence. And he is well and truly hung up on Rose. This episode starts in my favourite way, and it's how I think every episode of Doctor Who should start ever.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring this up.
with the absolute brilliant line. And I mean this, I'm not being sarcastic, I do genuinely love this. when the Doctor falls out the TARDIS. Obviously, it's the first time Jackie and Mickey have seen the 10th Doctor. They're used to Chris Eccleston, and they're like, what's going on here? And then he passes out, and they're like, who's he? Where's the Doctor? Then Rose says, that's him. That is the Doctor. And then Jackie, she gets her moment. She delivers a line where everyone's going to stand up and cheer. She says, what do you mean that's the Doctor? Doctor who? And I stood up and I applauded. I was like, yes, Jackie. Yes. Play that theme song.
My note says, a Doctor Who quote right before the credits. A sting. Nathan, I bet you are frothing.
I was frothing so much, Lawrence. It's just it goes perfect with the sting. Just saying Doctor Who and then just going, it's so good.
Do you know what I've always been a fan of? I've always been a fan of TV shows that have a sting like that, where it doesn't jump straight into the title. Like that's maybe that sounds like so. It basically, I'm saying
the sting plays while they're still on screen.
Yeah, and then they're like a 2-second overlap of it.
Yeah,
fucking love that because you're like, oh, the theme song's coming, and then it's on screen. You're like, dun 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 dun. Dun.
Yes,
yeah,
I enjoy it. You know the worst thing about the sting though, and this is a moment where I am okay jumping ahead because we won't necessarily discuss this when it comes up, but when season 6 came out, for some reason, for the DVD and Blu-ray release of season 6, they changed the intro. They changed the theme. Like, there wasn't the usual theme with, like, the TARDIS flying through the vortex. For some reason, they added, like, a CW-style narration intro.
I'm Amy Pond.
Yeah, like, I'm Amy Pond, and last night my child, blah, 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 and all this sort of stuff. But the worst thing about that was it didn't have the sting, but the intros to the episode were set up to still have the sting. So, like, there'd always just be this awkward, like, 2 to 3 seconds of silence at the end of every, like, opening sequence where the sting was.
Get your grubby American fucking hands off of my Doctor Who show.
That was famously the BBC America season.
Fuck's sake, yeah.
But yeah, not good. Bad change.
Well, look, speaking of interesting changes, Nathan.
Yes.
Jackie wants the Doctor to have a double willy.
She doesn't.
She does.
She doesn't want... All right, first of all, Jackie is iconic. I won't hear a bad word said about her ever, okay? Secondly, she doesn't want him to have a double willy. She's just like... She's curious, Lawrence. She's going to be a little bit curious when there's this stranger who she once tried to fuck is now just a little bit more sexy and handsome, and she's, oh, bloody hell.
And he has 2 willies.
Lawrence.
You never know.
I know. Right? Okay. I've read AO3.
Fair enough. Sorry, I've completely derailed the podcast with this stupid joke.
You have.
Listen, the Prime Minister.
Oh, it's Harriet Jones.
It is Harriet Jones. We get her returning.
Yeah.
Jackie's 18 quid up a week, which is pretty solid.
Yeah,
fairly decent.
It was fairly decent. I'd say it'd been £18 better off a week.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, good to see her back. Good to see the line of the Ninth Doctor's Britain's Golden Age kind of revisited.
Yeah, it's something that kind of takes fruition in this. We spoke a little bit in that episode about how I spoke about how I wasn't necessarily a fan of that just because it never truly paid off. Like there wasn't anything like because like her career's over almost instantly, which is what happens here basically in the episode, and we will discuss that. But yeah, I don't know. It seemed a little strange to me. But that's not a fault of it kind of is a fault of this episode because this episode sets up her downfall. But I feel like it's more. But then again, I wouldn't say it's the fault of the last episode because it's not their fault they didn't follow through on that. So I don't know.
What? Not to before we get kind of too into it. I didn't even ask you. I was meant to. Where are you? Like, where does this sit for you? Where are you at with it in terms of like episodes? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What's up?
I like it in the sense that I like all episodes of Doctor Who. because it's Doctor Who and it's my favourite show and it's fun. It's not the most exciting episode. It's not the most adventurous. It can, I think it makes some very strange choices. And the plot doesn't necessarily make sense at times. There's some things that don't quite connect. But it's fine. It's nothing amazing though.
Yeah, I think maybe this hit a bit harder for me because we've just come off the back of some of the best Doctor Who that has ever been.
It's true, yeah.
In Bad Wolf Parting of the Ways.
The last episode was very good.
Yeah, and so this for me, and I kind of caught onto it halfway through. I think this episode only really works if two kind of requirements are met. One, you're excited Christmas. To see the new Doctor, yeah, and two, it's Christmas and the family's watching it together.
And you're all a little bit drunk as well.
Yeah,
maybe you've been up since 5 a.m. You're stuffed from your big Christmas dinner.
Yeah, and you're keen to see this new fun actor do Doctor Who. You've never seen a regeneration before. It's your first time round with a new Doctor.
Yes. I guess that's true. I guess for us, it doesn't necessarily have the shine of what's he going to be like? Who is this new Doctor? What sort of a man is he? Will we find out?
We will, Nathan, in season 14 or 15 of the show.
It's true, we will. So yeah, that is true. But yeah, at the time, I think it would have worked.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's something about this episode for me that I haven't seen this one in quite some time, and I was watching. I was like, I'm quite bored through this one.
I feel like they was also still finding their feet with the Christmas specials as well, because this is the first Christmas special ever.
Yeah,
the first ever Christmas special of anything, because there's never been a Christmas special before this.
No.
But yeah, so I feel like they were still finding their foot with that and trying to work in the Christmas stuff, which some of it doesn't necessarily make sense, because while I was watching this, I think I've seen this episode quite a few times, but during this rewatch, this is the first time when I was like, oh, the whole stuff about the pilot fish doesn't really work and connect to anything.
Yeah,
because it's
nothing.
The Sycorax, they're clearly, I mean, they say they're part of the Sycorax, but they're not really, because they don't have anything to do with it. They don't know about the Doctor or Rose or Mickey. So why are they sending these things after them?
This episode for me is, and you're right, it is 100% them figuring out the Christmas special nature of it. Because and I'll read the note verbatim because I think it's exactly sums up how I feel. The episode is a lot of what if various Christmas iconography became evil.
Yeah.
And it's just not great. This episode, it is Christmas iconography turned evil. The episode. Yes. My big thing against it is I get why it's a Doctor Light episode, but surely the only thing getting people turning on the TV at Christmas was to see David Tennant. He fucking don't show up for half an hour.
Yeah.
Well, he does, but he's scarce, isn't it?
He's still regenerating. He needs time to process. Yeah. But yeah, I do think you're right. I think it is quite an odd choice that was made. What was your next point going to be?
It was that the Doctor is in a dressing gown and pajamas, meaning Jackie eventually did investigate whether he had two cocks or not.
All right, first of all, I don't like this joke that you insist on keep bringing up, okay, about him having two penises. Second of all, he was already in his pajamas when she asked about that.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe she was like, I'll get everyone off the scent here. I definitely didn't check. So maybe he does have two cocks. She figures Rose might know. She doesn't know what they get up to. You just don't know, is my point, Nathan.
What a wonderful point that was, Lawrence.
Yeah. An odd one. An odd one all round. But I like that the Doctor has kind of a fail-safe wake-up restart button installed.
Before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about Rose being back after everything that's gone on. She has a nice little. They go to the market, her and Mickey. You have a nice little evening out before they get attacked by Santa. What are you thinking about that sort of stuff? What are you thinking about Mickey and Rose in this episode?
I don't know if they're together or not. I thought this was done.
You see, Yeah, I think you jumped the gun a little bit last week, and we're like, yeah, Mickey's a new man. He's walked away. He's gone, fuck you, bitch.
But that's how the episode reads. I didn't jump the gun.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was ever the case, Lawrence. I think you might be projecting a little bit.
I just want to free Mickey from the shackles of this horrible relationship he's in.
Look, it's not a great relationship, and even this episode, even Christmas Day, man, my man's cannot catch a break. Do you think there's a moment when he realized what had happened to the Doctor, and then he was like, and then when he realized, oh, this is now the Doctor, and he's younger and no disrespect to Christopher Eccleston, but a little bit more handsome and everything, and he was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, man. It wasn't bad enough. And
then at the end, like, again, not to jump ahead, but like Rose is the Doctor's like, do you want to come with me? And Rose is like, oh, can I?
Yeah.
And like Mickey's just like, he's right in front of my face, man. Like,
yeah,
at least hide it. But no, yeah, they're walking about. At first, I thought I hadn't jumped the gun. I thought, because it felt very much like Mickey being like, oh, you won't shut up about the bloody TARDIS, man. It felt like, you know, when like two exes get together after a while and they're like, they have the chemistry, but it's more playfully jokes.
Yes.
But yeah, it felt like that. But then it just, as more and more went on, it feels like Mickey is just following Rose about.
Look, he's in love. He loves her, man.
Yeah, but he shouldn't love her, man.
I know, but he does. He loves
what do you think of Rose in this? In this whole episode? I have some thoughts.
Well, I'm sure they're very sexist, but
no, the entire ending of her season 1 arc was about her being like, I'm gonna save the Doctor. I'm not useless.
Yeah.
I'm fucking capable of doing shit. And then in this one, she's like, the Doctor's having a nap. I can't do anything. We may as well just go and die in the TARDIS. Like, it felt very regressive.
I didn't like because she actually like has a moment where she says like, without him she's useless or whatever, and there was never a moment like where that came back. She never got a chance to be like, oh no, I'm not. I'm actually quite good. It was just,
if anything, the episode proved the point that she was useless.
It just kind of came back and went, oh, now he's awake and the day is saved. And, and that's it. There was never anything that Rose actually... arguably, the biggest thing she did was hand him the sonic screwdriver at one point and then get everyone into the TARDIS. And that's really it. Which is a bit of a shame from a writing perspective. Like you say, especially considering the last episode where she did have like a big moment of taking things on herself.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a regression and a bit of a disappointment following on from that. I like the stuff though with her not dealing with it well though, not dealing with the regeneration and being confused. That all makes sense for me from a character point of view, because of course this is gonna be a fucking shock and a change to her. Like I say, she really built and developed a relationship with the Ninth Doctor. And, you know, we spoke often about their chemistry and how it built. And by the end of the season, they were, like, really good together. So it is just going to be, like, literally losing someone. Like, she's literally lost him. So it
in
makes
terms of
sense.
their dynamic, the goalpost has just been set back to the
massively shifted. And she is essentially just grieving her friend at this point. So it does make sense, and I do like how she plays all that, which is all very good stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. So Mickey and Rose are out shopping. They get in their taxi, running away from the Christmas.
What do you think of the Santas, the robot Santas?
I'm fine with it. I don't mind a little trombone fire flamethrower.
I like it. It is like you say, it is just Christmas iconography, like being like evil and stuff, but it's fun. There's something almost I'm tempted to say iconic about it, but it's not, because they've only appeared in like 2 Christmas specials. But there's something about those like Santas which just, I don't know, they just scream Christmas Doctor Who for me. Like, it's so
that when they show up, it is Christmas Doctor Who.
Yeah. But again, that only happens twice, but still, it seems like such a big part of it, considering it didn't happen that much, really.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It does sometimes feel like they're quite iconic.
Yeah.
They are what springs to mind. But then also remember, this was a massive fucking moment in Doctor Who.
It's true. Yeah.
Like, this episode was massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back in its day. So maybe there's a part to play in, like, it probably was put in every magazine ever. It's probably in every promotional image.
That's true, actually. I am probably thinking a lot more about the promotional stuff for it, because, boy, you can fucking pick up a Radio Times without just seeing this everywhere.
Yeah, it's outrageous. The deal they had with Radio Times back in the day
still goes on, man. To this day, it still goes on.
Yeah, that's where all of the Doctor Who budget went.
The Radio Times
99% is Radio Times promo, and then the rest of it is like, right, we got to pay David Tennant out of this. What we got? A couple of quid.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
David, we'll buy you lunch for a season. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Doctor has a wake up button.
Yeah,
he has.
It's not a wake up button. I'd say it's more of a defense thing, really. More of
very cheesy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but so's Doctor Who. The whole thing's cheesy, mate.
I know. Maybe I'm just dealing with the tonal whiplash of ending of season 1 and starting of this.
I'm so excited to get to do the Waters of Mars and then do the End of Time Part 1. Because I'm so excited for that. That's going to be so much fun for me.
Yeah, that will be good. Yeah. So the Christmas tree is going to kill everyone. Mickey's fighting it back with a wooden chair. Good on Mickey.
You always famously hate the Sonic Ex Machina, don't you? You hate the Sonic screwdriver
so much in this.
And the one time it was used in this episode, you also hated it, did you?
He may as well have thrown a grenade at it. Like,
I'll be fair. Of all the ones we've seen so far, I don't agree with all your Sonic Ex Machina takes. But this was very much just, the Sonic will save the day for no reason.
Look, if it was this apparent, the Doctor didn't even need to wake up. Rose could have just used it.
Well, she doesn't know all the settings.
Oh, she knows there's a setting though, doesn't she? Because I know there's a fucking setting for it.
Yeah, but how does she get there?
With one of the 2 buttons on it.
No, there's more. David Tennant listens to it. He knows.
Oh, he knows, does he? Good. Well, I'm glad. Look, actors doing creative things with very, very basic, limited props is not an excuse, Nathan.
I think
as far as I'm concerned, I had the toy. It had 2 buttons and 1 slidey thing.
Well, you're wrong.
No, I'm not. You know I'm not. Harriet Jones, there is an act of parliament blocking an autobiography of her being published.
I liked that. That was a fun joke.
Fucking great, yeah.
It makes sense as well. I mean, like, no, we're not publishing this because you just spill state secrets. So yeah, we're not going to let this be published.
I love the idea that Harriet Jones would write it as she speaks. So like she would be like, look, you'd read it and it'd be like, I woke up that one morning, if you don't mind, and I'm about to regale you with a tale. Yeah, if you pardon the exposition, allow me to set the scene for you a moment. Just very like a lot of these weird inserts into conversations out of like sheer politeness. But she does tell the president to suck shit, which is fantastic.
She does. This in the early days, I feel like the show was sneaking in quite a few just subtle little fuck yous to America. And
the UK. They call the royal family inbred.
Do they?
Yeah.
In this episode?
Yeah, when not outright, but they say
the blood
they make
thing?
a point of the blood thing. They make a point of being like all the members of the royal family are on the roof because they all fuck each other or something.
Oh, okay. I never put that together until now. Interesting.
Yeah,
I guess that's
a far cry from the Titanic crashing and Big Queen Elizabeth going, yes. Bye, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor. Yeah, that's true. I'm just reminded of Chris Eccleston's famous Instagram post.
The parasite in her hat or something, isn't it?
Parasite in chief in her silly little hat. And then someone commented like, "Oh, not cool, man." And then he's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah. Someone was like, "Come on, Chris," and he was like, "Get fucked." Or something.
Oh, I love that man so much.
Nathan and I are not royalists, if you're new to this show.
No.
So any chance to dig out the royal family is very funny to us.
We'll take it.
We will.
What was I going to say? Fuck. Sorry about Harry Jones. What was I going to say? I don't think I'll ever get tired of this silly little joke. The yes, we know who you are, or yes, I know who you are joke. It's great, and it never, I don't know, it's repeated a lot, but I don't think it ever gets tiresome. I like it.
No, it's very, because it knows what it is, and no one, it's never like a long point in the scene. It's just like Harriet Jones, and someone's like, yeah, I know who you are.
Even the Daleks, man. Even the Daleks know who she is. So
of course, she led Britain into its golden age or something for 2 weeks or however long it was. I love that. Torchwood reference number 2.
Yes. Torchwood are like well and truly established by this point, and this is actually the start of it building up, because in season 1 we had Bad Wolf, which was a reoccurring motif, a reoccurring word that came up throughout the season. In season 2, it's very much Torchwood. So this is the first kind of sprinkling of that. And a build up towards the finale. So yeah, that's fun to see.
Yeah, good stuff. And it does obviously pay off a little bit in this episode, with how the Sycorax are dealt with, which we'll get to.
Yes. But the whole blood magic thing though, like even though the way it pays off, like there's nothing to it, which is quite fun in itself, but it was pretty scary. Like imagine just like fucking forcing everyone just to the edge of a building and just being like, oh, we'll make them jump. That's pretty good. I liked that.
It is like one of the reasons why Torchwood Children of Earth works so well.
Yes.
There is nothing scarier than an alien race that comes in and their method of invasion is to just divide and conquer the entire population of the Earth.
Yeah, 100%.
And like just splitting them off into factions and being like, we're straight up going to kill that lot. Then half of you are going to be grieving, so you're down to a third of your fighting capacity.
Yeah, that's true.
Just very, very interesting. That's the great thing in this. And I love the Doctor Whoism that it's like, Torchwood's the place where Jack's like, I'm going to have to murder my niece or something or whatever the fuck. Nephew.
Grandson.
Or is it his granddad? Who knows?
Grandson. Yeah.
I don't know. Jack's family tree is fucked beyond belief.
It's not really. It's pretty simple.
But they've all got little code names, haven't they? They're all like...
Have they?
I don't know. They're not names, but like, yeah, it's his grandson or not his... I don't know.
Well, no, it's just that he has a daughter, but they call her his sister because of the fact that Jack doesn't age.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Or is she his granddaughter?
I have no idea.
She might be his granddaughter. I don't know. I can't remember.
That's for Torchwood to deal with. We're trying to unpack this show.
We'll get to that in 10 years. So.
But yeah, no, I just think it's a really interesting aspect that you just take a portion of the population and you go, deal with this.
Yeah, but they can't.
And you can't.
But they can't either. Like the Sycorax can't though. Like it's just a little bit of smoke and mirrors, really.
It's tomfoolery.
It is. It's silly goose behavior. There's nothing to it. So yeah, I like the way that worked out as well. I love the moment when the Doctor does wake up and he's having a look at the pilot fish and seeing what's going on, but then the regeneration starts going wrong again, and Jackie just absolutely kills it.
Great scene, yeah.
When he's just trying to say what he needs, and she's just listing off every fucking thing under the sun. So good, and one take, man. She got all the way through that, man. So good.
And you see, like, they're a great comedic pairing because David Tennant is as good of a performer where, like, he doesn't say a word in that Jackie monologue, but looking at his eyes, he's just like, shut the fuck up now.
David Tennant can really match Camille Cordy, I think that's the name. He can really match Jackie's energy in a really good way. Chris could match it, but like in a different way. They had a different dynamic where he was more like with Jack in particular, he was more like calm and snarky, really. But like with 10, he can get just as as like hyperbolic and as hyperactive as she does, really. And
yeah, he's goofy.
Yeah, exactly. He's a silly goose.
At the end of this, they all like. This is not to jump ahead. This is just to talk on your point. They all do a big hug when the Doctor saves the day, and I'm like, nice. Picture 9 doing that.
Yeah, that was a really nice moment. I really enjoyed that hug. That was sweet.
I liked it too, and then Harriet Jones genocided people.
Great. Yeah.
No, look. So anyway, the Doctor. They're all on the TARDIS. Rose is like, the Doctor's unwell. I can't believe he'd do this to me. Let's all go to the TARDIS.
Yes.
And then Jackie's like, I'm going to go get some tin peaches or something. And she leaves. The Sycorax teleport them up to the ship.
We were robbed of Jackie not being on that ship, I think.
We absolutely were. You take the most funny, situational comedy capable fucking character actor out of the scenario. Why?
You imagine if Jackie had been on that ship, she'd have give the Sycorax a few choice words, man.
Exactly. And that's what you need when the Doctor isn't on the screen.
Yeah, you do. You need the Jackie there to be a stand-in for that energy, really.
Yeah, exactly. Because when the Doctor does come into the scene, it's a totally different energy, and you're fun and you're on board with it. But before that, it's just two nerds that are like, "No, you listen here, Sycorax," and he's like, "No, I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah,
and then he does.
That is true. It is a shame that she got left behind, to be honest. But that's Jackie.
I have a note that says, "Oh no, a spaceship full of replicated Sycorax cardboard cutouts."
It looks like shit, man.
It looks like arse.
It looks like... I tell you, one thing I've noticed, the bigger your TV gets, the worse Doctor Who looks. Especially like 2005 Doctor Who. Because this is 480p. It's all got filters and shit because it looks like shit or whatever. It does not look great on a bigger TV, man. It's not good.
Yeah, and it's like... Yeah, just I like it when the show does high concept stuff.
Yeah.
But like high concept, Satellite 5 was high concept, but it could be shot in a basement.
It's true.
This cannot be.
No.
And it's to the point where like David Tennant's face is turning around and like half of his nose is green screened out. And I'm just like, it's a one-off shot in the middle of the sword fight.
Oh. The sword fight,
very, very gross.
The sword fight was very much shot like they were very much like, oh, we're on a spaceship in the sky, but obviously we're not. So we'll just film it from like the ground up. We'll get the cameraman to just lay on the ground and just point the camera up at the actors so you can't see where we're standing. But look, we're in the sky.
Yeah, it was not great. I'm not afraid to say it. An ugly setting.
Yeah, it didn't look great. Even like, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but like and again, we can't critique this too much.
We need to get that on t-shirts. We're jumping ahead a little bit.
We really do. I don't like critiquing this too much because again, it's 2005. CG was already pretty shit then, and the budget on this show. Was
budget mention.
I need a budget button.
Yeah.
The budget, obviously, it wasn't fucking huge or anything, but just like when he gets his arm cut off, it just looks so bad. It's literally like
when you ball your fist.
Literally, just like when you like used to pretend to your mates that you got your hand cut off and you just like ball your fist up inside your sleeve. It's just what it looked like.
You know the night sketch from Monty Python.
Oh, tis but a scratch or whatever.
Yeah.
At
least they had like a ketchup squirty blood thing.
Yes.
This is the most bloodless loss of limb I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it's Doctor Who. You're not gonna get a big fucking gory scene, are you?
I don't need to see a gush, but at least cover it with giving me a close up of his dry sleeve.
Yes.
With no hand.
You don't even see a hand falling. Or anything. You just see just his empty sleeve and then the sword falling to earth.
And the Doctor has like his reaction to it is not like, oh motherfucker. It's like, oh, you cut my hand off. Bloody hell, mate.
Yeah. Like there was no pain. Well, I guess the no pain thing makes sense, but yeah, I don't know. Seemed not odd, just bad.
Yeah, basically just bad. That's my thing.
Just a bad way of doing it, really. But I do like the moment where 10, there, he steps into it because he's not been in most of the episode. But then he gets his moment. He comes out through the TARDIS doors, and he gets his moment to shine, really, and let us all get a taste of what this Doctor is going to be. And yeah, it's fun. You do get a good sense of the 10th Doctor. I like the moment where he's like, from the day we arrived on this planet and blinkingly stepped into the sun. And it's like, oh no, that's Lion King. Sorry, that's a good bit of fun. I like that.
It's a good bit. I like that his mind is still just a bag of cats. Like it's just spewing stuff.
Yeah. He doesn't have a clue. Just like
I like that. And it's very much. I don't know if you noticed this. We spoke at length about some of the horror or tension building moments in season 1.
Yes.
Where they do the trick. They do the "Are you my mummy?" recording. Then it's suddenly not a recording.
Oh yeah.
They do the typewriter text thing. Yeah. But then suddenly there's no one on the typewriter.
Yeah.
And in this you get the TARDIS starts translating for everyone.
Really well
which
done.
is a sign that the Doctor is not having a nap, I guess.
Well, it is this time, but yeah.
Yeah, I love how I can imagine in other scenarios that aren't aired or aren't in episodes. The Doctor's like, you can handle this one, Rose. I'm going to just go for a nap quickly. And she's like, no, can you not? Because I have no fucking idea what anyone's saying when you're asleep. Because like the TARDIS just stops for some bizarre reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know. She goes outside and people are like, googly, googly, googly. And she's like, I don't know what the fuck that means.
I do like the way that translation thing was done though. I thought it was quite well done. The way that it just slowly like became English and that sort of stuff. That was
and then you don't notice it for a second.
You don't know, and then he's like, "Hold on, you're fucking speaking English."
Yeah.
That's a good moment.
I mean, it's easier to not notice it when the actor playing like the Sycorax leader is talking, but he's like speaking like this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to not pick up that he's speaking. But then the guy just like in case you didn't get it, for the dads that are, I don't know, a few ports down on Christmas Day, I don't know, Harriet Jones's fucking nerd next to her is like, that's English. He's speaking English. I'm like, thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks. I too speak it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm quite good at it, actually. I'm quite good at hearing it sometimes. But yeah,
what do you think of the sword fight and the Doctor regrowing an arm and all that sort of stuff? I do like that at this point the Doctor is basically invincible. So he's like, yeah, let's have a sword fight. Why not? I can't lose.
Yeah. He's like, fuck you, go on then. Yeah. I like the sword fight. I can. That's a reason I can excuse the sword fighting in Doctor Who, because the Doctor's like, this is an unwinnable gambit for you.
Yeah.
I do, however, hate it.
In what respect? Just
in the respect
in
that one. Yeah, no. Firstly, it looks like shit.
It does look like shit.
Secondly,
there's a reason it looks like shit, and it's mostly budget. But yes.
Yeah, but I don't know. Little things like the Doctor seems to be taking it so seriously. Like Rose is like comes in to help him, and he's like, "Don't! You'll forfeit the challenge, and we'll lose the planet." Like, you're not following that rule anyway. Why are you giving up? Why are you pretending that this combat? And then he goes in and he's like, "By the ancient decree of combat," and it's like, what?
Yeah,
you're gonna tell all these nerds to fuck off anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt very. I don't know. And tell me if I'm wrong. Because I got this impression, and I may be just overthinking it and overreaching because I'm not the biggest fan of the episode, but I think it was desperately trying to, in the new era of Doctor Who, I think it was desperately trying to cater to sci-fi audiences in general. There's a sword fight. The Doctor is in his pajamas, which is the famous Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy thing.
They even say that in the episode.
Yeah, and I feel like it was trying to be like... Yeah, I feel like it was trying to just be like, this is reminiscent of stuff that you liked, dads. Please don't turn off.
I don't think so, no. I didn't necessarily get that sense.
Fair.
Sword fight
to
me...
I'm just going to go and kill myself.
Okay, great. A sword fight to me doesn't necessarily scream sci-fi. That's not the first thing I would think of in sci-fi.
Oh, not sci-fi, I guess, but more like...
fantasy, yeah, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a weak point. I don't know. It just felt to me like they were trying to cast a net of Of,
I mean, they're always trying to do that. It's Christmas specials in particular are more broad appeal, more widespread because everyone will watch it.
That's true.
Because it's just on, isn't it? That's what you do on Christmas Day.
You do watch anything that's on Christmas Day.
You'll have your Nana over there. She'll never seen an episode of Doctor Who in her life, and they'll be like, "Nana, let's watch Doctor Who." And she'll be like, "What's that?" And
she's like, "I'm happy to do whatever you would like to do."
And she'll be like,
and then she looks around at the family and smiles as she passes away due to her age.
Oh, okay.
My Christmas Day is dark now.
Yeah. I was doing a joke about Alzheimer's, but somehow yours was darker.
Have you ever considered that the reason that Ten might like big flowy coats is because his first adventure was in a dressing gown?
No, and that's a stupid point.
Oh, fuck off, it's a good point.
Why is that a good point?
Because he's in his dressing gown, he's flowing about,
So
it's comforting for him.
The 11th Doctor's in just ripped clothes for his entire first adventure. He doesn't then just wear rags for the rest of his life.
No, I just like it. I think it's the first thing he wore that wasn't Christopher Eccleston's, and I think he found a fondness for long, flowy coats.
You may be right.
It's canon, so. I'm saying it now.
Well, canon to you, maybe, but...
Yeah, it's my head canon.
Not to me. I will never accept it.
What do you think of the very crucial button in the Sycorax ship that disassembles half of the floor?
Yeah, but know about this. I was like, what? Why is this button?
Why build it?
Why build this button which just destroys or just retracts this very specific portion of the edge of the ship? It seems so strange. And how did the Doctor know that was there? How did he know that's what that button did?
The Doctor knows everything, doesn't he? He can walk in and be like, I recognise this science from the ancient blah, blah, blah of fuck you and whatever.
That's true. It was so strange, though. It was such a weird... See, a lot of criticisms and a lot of people will say, oh, that's lazy writing when something doesn't necessarily... when they just don't like something, really. It's a nothing criticism. They'll just say, oh, that's lazy writing, but not really. You just didn't like it. That's lazy writing.
That is lazy writing.
That is the fucking textbook definition of lazy writing.
We speak a lot about certain do something juices or big bomb buttons and stuff like that. That's kill Sycorax button.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That is just 100%. Oh, there's a button and it just got rid of him. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Also, if it's his ship, I would maybe just not stand there. Call me crazy, but I would avoid that portion of the ship.
We're on that very specific portion which can retract at the touch of a button. Maybe.
Not marked, by the way.
Yeah, not marked either. I'll just stay here. And a very odd moment to be sure. But hey, no second chances.
No, he's that sort of a man. And at the end of every Christmas Day, there's a Satsuma. What?
It's a thing. Satsuma. Satsuma's a very... there's always...
Oh, is this the Chris Dingle thing?
No, Chris Dingle's Easter, isn't it?
Oh, fuck it, I'm not.
Is that the orange with the sweets in it and stuff?
I think, an orange where you fucking ram a knife and a candle in it or something.
Yeah, I think that's an Easter thing. I don't know, I'm not religious. But no, Satsuma's is very Christmas tradition. I remember my mum, we always had stockings, which would, you'd get selection boxes and chocolates and chocolate coins and stuff in them. But we'd always get a few Satsumas in there as well. Because... Nice.
Not for Christmas. Me. Never heard of it. So maybe I'm the weird one.
You are the weird one. That's very much a Christmas tradition. Yeah.
Okay, well then that's fine. I apologise to Russell. However, you did write a segment of the ship that just disappears. So you're stupid and I'm not. But anyway, all that to say, Nathan...
You sound very defensive there.
Look, all that to say, you agree with Harriet Jones and genocide in general.
No, I do not.
Tell us how you feel.
I don't like it. I think it's extremely unnecessary and, again, leads to the part of the Harriet Jones storyline which I don't like, which is just, there's not really a golden age and I'm a terrible person. I do like what it kind of says about, never trust politicians because even the good ones, some are not quite right. So don't trust the government, kids. I do like that, and don't trust the government because they will fuck you over. But yeah, I don't know.
You can kind of see her throughout the episode. They're very, very careful in how they deploy Harriet Jones, because whenever she typically steps up, it's to say, I'm in charge.
Yeah, it's true.
And I look, whilst I think it's cleverly written, because whilst I absolutely agree with the point that sometimes the Doctor isn't there, and something has to be done. One of my favourite fucking moments in this entire Doctor Who universe is the home video Gwen makes in Children of Earth.
Yeah, another one.
Where she's like, Jack always told us about the Doctor, and if he's up there, then he can fuck himself because this is going on and he's not helping or something.
No, that's not what she says. She says she's wondering why she used to wonder why sometimes he's not there. And then she says, and now she knows, because sometimes the Doctor must look upon this world in shame.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Great. And she sees him stolen Earth, and she's like, he's quite sexy, isn't he?
Again, the tonal whiplash.
But yeah, no. But one of my favorite things to explore is that, like, sometimes the Doctor just isn't there, and shit goes wrong.
Well, he can't be everywhere, but yeah.
No, but then also, like, it's unfair of how it, like, they're dead. They're dead if the Doctor's not there.
They are, yes, and I do understand that point, but the day was won. They were going home. Yeah. They were retreating. They were going home. It's just a needless kill.
It's to say we won definitively.
Yes, exactly. But
yeah.
Fuck her.
Yeah, I would agree. Fuck her.
I do like the don't you think she looks tired moment, bit of fun. The way that kind of like leads to the downfall, which I think it could just, I don't know if this was necessarily the intention, but you can probably link to kind of the misogyny throughout everything, really, especially in politics, really. Just like a female prime minister brought down because she doesn't look as well as she should, really. Is anyone saying that about the male prime ministers? I don't know. Yeah, no,
when Boris is running around and Rishi's running around doing 100 jobs and then running the country badly, I might add, at the same time, it's like, well, they have a lot of pressure. It's a big job. Someone's got to do it. And then when any woman does it, Theresa May like barely struggles to get a deal on Brexit. Everyone's like, she's useless and she needs to die. And look, to reiterate, I think they're all fucking terrible people.
Yes.
I think they're all deserving of a very nasty fate.
Not fans of the Conservative Party in this podcast. Nor the Labour Party at the moment, but that's a whole other issue.
To speak to the episode. Politicians suck in general.
Yes,
They're all bad people and liars.
Yes, they are.
Especially the ones that tell you they're not.
Yes.
I'm one of the good ones, he said, as he slowly sifted money into a charity that funded hatred.
Have we alienated our entire audience, Lawrence?
Well, we did Americans last season, so now we're focusing on British people.
Yes. Great. Well,
conservative smell, pass it on.
Let's get rid of them all. Lawrence, you love the TARDIS interior, the 9th and 10th Doctor's TARDIS interior. Woo! You think it's the best ever. Did you love when they just put a few racks of clothes in there and we're like, oh, this is a wardrobe now?
I did like it. I've got a note that says the TARDIS wardrobe is fantastic, and what an excellent selection he makes. An outfit that we all enjoy on this podcast.
Incorrect. That is not the case. No, actually, no. Actually, that is correct. I do enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it as much as his beautiful blue suit, which is...
Oh, the fucking Ronald McDonald clown fucking combo that he wears later on.
Not the case at all.
Nice bright blue suit with big red fucking shoes. Ugly.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be his big brown ugly suit and then just big white trainers out of nowhere. Ugly.
Nice. No, very nice and colour neutral.
It is a nice suit. It's just not as nice as a beautiful blue suit. So there we go.
Well, look, Mickey has his 20th acceptance scene that Rose is never coming back. So that's good news. When does this end?
It kind of doesn't. Really?
Fuck, that's terrible.
There'll be a few more moments of like.
She cucks him, doesn't she, with replacement doctor?
He's not a replacement doctor. He's the doctor, but
he's a replacement doctor. He's Rose's spare doctor.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the 10th Doctor in general because he's
no, the Dr. Donna Doctor.
I see what you're saying. Yes,
the Doctor's like, I can't have this one running around. There's bloody two of me, Rose. Go and shag this one.
But I think Mickey and Rose had long broken up by that point, though. Because but
I think that every week
he was in the other Earth with her at that point, but she'd been. I don't know. We'll get to it. It's a whole fucking issue. But yeah. Hey,
he fucks off in halfway through season 2, doesn't he? He's like, I'm gonna stay here because my nan's here or something.
He does. I like the Christmas dinner. It's cute. I like this team. I like this gang. I'd love it if these were all companions together. I'd love it if it was Rose, not Jack. Well, yeah, throw Jack in there. But Rose, Mickey, Jackie. That's what I was meant to say. Not Jack. Jackie. And the Doctor. That'd be a great team exploring everything together. They should have done that. But yeah, I like them all hanging out. I love the hug, like we said earlier. And then there's the moment in the snow, and just the really sweet button on the end of it is when the 10th Doctor says, when they're like picking out where they're gonna go. And then he says it's going to be fantastic. That was just a really nice moment, I thought. Just a really sweet, it's still me moment.
Yeah, I like that as well. It's kind of like a reassuring thing for Rose, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would be remiss if we got through this entire episode without mentioning the return of our queen. My queen specifically, the American news
silly
anchor.
us!
Yeah, she's back, Lawrence. My favourite Doctor Who character, American news anchor lady, is back.
She's great. All I remember from her, like, not in this episode specifically, but just such a vivid quote I remember her saying in at least one episode, just going, experts are calling it the end of the world.
Yes, it's true. Hey, and there are several occasions into which that can apply. This possibly being one of them. And hey,
we must have spoken before about her crazy career stretch, right?
We have, yeah. Her career does build as the show goes on, and I for one am very excited to follow it because hey, she's a queen. And
do you think she filmed them all at once?
Well, no, because it was over multiple seasons.
Yeah, so but that's what I'm saying is, do you think
if she has multiple in a season, then yeah, certainly.
Yeah. Do you think maybe she's like, they put her in some like different haircuts and different costumes and were like, say a bunch of random stuff about aliens and the ending of the world?
Well, no, they probably had a script.
Or just multiple lines.
Yeah.
Wow, these aliens are here.
I mean, they probably gave her a script.
The weather.
Do you know how things work?
No, I don't. Press the button.
Do you know how TV... They don't just say, oh, just say whatever. That's fine.
Do you know, I saw the funniest complaint I saw once was on a YouTube comment of the re-upload of David Tennant's regeneration into Matt Smith.
Yeah.
And someone saying, like, it was something along the lines of, like, obviously this will be not verbatim, but it was something along the lines of, like, fuck the BBC, I can't believe they get rid of my favourite fucking actor as the Doctor. He's the best Doctor there ever was. He even says at the end, I don't want to go. Clearly, obviously telling BBC people that he doesn't want to leave the show, but they fired him for Matt Smith, who is bad. And it was like, no, it was a script, it was a line. The Doctor said, I don't want to go. David Tennant did want to go. He wanted to go and do other things like Jessica Jones.
Well, he kind of didn't want to go.
He wanted to go.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Oh, sorry. Little tease. No, he wanted to go, and he wasn't like, oh, I want to go. I hate this show. He was never like that. He was just like, it's time to move on and do other stuff. But he's still, I think there's 100% a scenario where David Tennant's been playing Doctor Who for the last fucking 15 years and having the time of his life. Like, I think he if it wasn't an issue for him, like moving on with his career, if he didn't want to focus on his career and his family, I'd say that's definitely a plausible scenario. until
I think,
like we
I think
all
you
got
misheard
sick
his
of him.
final famous line, which was "I want to go."
Great. Well, fuck me then. Anyway.
Weirdo of the Week! Weirdo.
A little kiss. This is everyone's favorite segment of the show where we take a moment to reflect and discuss some of the weird, wonderful, and grubby little characters who cross our screen each and every week in this silly little show. Should I go first? You go first? Who's going first this week, Lawrence?
Well, I definitely have one, but I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Okay, great. So you don't have one. So in the intro, I was mentioned how the weirdo of the week, it's a moment for us to discuss the characters on our screen. Mine's a little different this week, because my weirdo of the week doesn't appear on screen. My weirdo of the week is Russell T Davies, Lawrence.
Oh my goodness, a meta weirdo of the week.
Yes.
Is it because of what he did with Mickey and who Mickey ends up with?
No, it's not. Fuck's sake. I fucking hate you for bringing that up. I'm going to find a way to cut around all of that. No, it's not, Lawrence. My weirdo of the week. Well, it's Russell because, and we did touch upon this very briefly, but I don't know if you noticed how I didn't really engage and I just kept to myself a little bit when we were discussing this, but it's a very odd choice to have an episode of Doctor Who where we're introduced to a brand new Doctor and everyone's excited to tune in and see who this Doctor is and how they act, and to see this young, handsome man take on the role and to see how they will interpret the part and interact with the characters we know, and then just have him in bed for the entire episode and not do anything with him until like the last 15 minutes. A very strange choice in my
Considering
opinion.
it's a longer episode as well.
Exactly, it's an hour long this episode, which means for like pretty much a full length of a regular Doctor Who episode, he's just out of action.
Do you reckon they were like, Russell, we have to put him in at some point, and Russell was like, no, we need longer of no Doctor, and then we'll show him at the end. But we have to make the episode longer. Then they have to wait that long. That's what they do.
Yeah, maybe, but yes, I thought it was quite an odd choice. So yeah, that's why Russell is in the title of weirdo for this week.
Very nice. Well, I definitely wasn't yawning as I said that.
He wasn't.
No, it is true. So my weirdo of the week, Nathan, is someone
Great. Okay.
that appears in this episode.
Oh, you do have one. Okay.
Yeah, I do. They are in... I think you could argue that they're in a scene or two.
Do you actually have one, or are you still just trying to think
I'm
of it?
stalling.
Oh my
It's too
fucking
Dick
God.
Jackie. It's Jackie who loves the Doctor's Willy or something. That's my one.
Fuck. Okay.
Or it's Mickey's mechanic friend who doesn't question why Mickey hears an abstract noise and then goes, oh, and just runs out of the fucking room. I don't know what was it called, a room where they fix cars? A garage. He's really looking at me, everyone. He's giving me a really nasty look. It's because he approves of Harriet Jones's crimes. Oh no, now he's giving me an even harder stare. Stop it, say something.
Weirdo of the Week!
And that was weirdo of the week, I guess.
Sorry, phoned it in this time round, everyone, but it's
Yes,
okay.
because you never do that. A one-off, I'm sure. Yes. Did you happen to watch the Coming Soon trailer?
I went to watch it and I was like, I'll watch one of these, and it was just the whole season 2 next time thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I did. I switched it off at that point because I was like, I want to just go in. There were certain episodes I don't remember of season 2 that well, so I was like, I don't want to see anything.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for things to come.
I'm excited to moisturize someone next week.
Yeah, indeed.
It's Cassandra. She's back. Sorry,
You're in really weird moods now, aren't you?
I'm in a silly mood.
You're not answering questions seriously. You're just doing silly riffs all the time. I don't like it. What are you doing?
Sorry, everyone.
I'm trying to seriously engage and talk to you, and you're just like, what if a cat was Doctor Who or whatever?
That is what happens, but that's in season 3.
I mean, there's cats in the very next episode.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
I forgot. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
We're done. All right.
Well, yeah, we always do Weirdo of the Week. I was about to say Wizards of Waverly Place. We always do Wizards of Waverly Place, and then we wrap it up. That's how we do it.
Fucking hell, what a mess this is. Right. Go away.
Next week, we are back. We are back Mondays, 10 a.m. Give us a follow. We are on Twitter at StillGotLegsPod. Engage with us. Tell us what you're excited about. And who was someone that wrote to us, Nathan? What happened there?
Yes. Mentioned this on another Happy Pod, but then realised, they probably didn't listen to that. I was just saying, we mentioned on that episode that this week someone listened to the entire season 1 of the show. They mentioned it on Facebook. I think it was Dion Evans. Forgive me. I'm not sure on the pronunciation of your name. Yeah, Dion Evans. I do apologize, but shout out to that legend. He listened to the entire season this past week. It's great stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. And haven't just given up on us entirely, which everyone else has done. No, they're enjoying it. So thank you, and I hope everyone else is enjoying the show. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you thought about the Christmas invasion. Again, we're on Twitter at StillGotLegs. We might do a poll while they're still legal on Twitter. Maybe not. So,
or Elon Musk will shoot us and make sure we subscribe to Twitter Blue or something,
which is not going to happen.
Nope.
So yeah, let us know. Do all that stuff.
Epic news.
All right. Nothing else to add there, I guess.
You said it all.
Nothing else to chime in with. So that's that. If you wouldn't mind, consider giving us a rating and review. Give us 5 stars. Give us a 2 thumbs up. Give us a good old time. Let's do whatever you got to do. This is all gone to shit, so we're going to go now. But we'll see you next week with the official launch of season 2 of Doctor Who. I'm very excited, although I think it should be series, but yeah. Anyway, bye.
Bye.